ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਿੰਘ ਸਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਖਾਸ ਪੇਸ਼ਕਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਵਿਕਟੋਰੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਸ ਦੇ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ। ਕਾਉਂਸਲਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ ਵਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜਸਵੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਰੋਪੜਾ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਵਾਂਗੇ। ਜਸਵੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਰੋਪੜਾ ਜੀ ਕਾਰਡੀਨੀਆ ਕੌਂਸਲ ਦੇ ਹੈਂਟੀ ਵਾਰਡ ਤੋਂ ਕੰਟੈਸਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਜਸਵੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਰੋਪੜਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਜੀ। ਜਸਵੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ। ਸਿੰਘ ਸਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। I'd like to thank Sing Station for giving me this time to be interviewed regarding my election in Cardinia Shire, Henty Ward. And all those listeners, a very good afternoon to you.
Thank you, Bhai Sahib ji. I know you might be very busy with this council's campaign, election campaign, and because it's very different campaign this year. So thanks for giving us time to talk to you and let the viewer know that about your campaign and why you are contesting so that they can make your mind to support you. So, Bhai Sahib ji, first of all, I want to know about your council, Cardinia Council. It's a big council and there are about 9 different wards and 9 councillors in one from each of the ward. Can you a little bit tell us more about your council and your ward?
Well, Cardinia Shire Council is very huge. Like you mentioned, there are 9 wards and, the council stretches, right from the Melbourne Metro fringe, which is about 55 kilometers from Melbourne CBD. And I think the population is about approximately 100,000. And
Okay.
So we were in Henty, there are about, I think, 7,000 over people living in Henty Ward, where I'm standing.
That's good, Baji. This is actually a very big council with 100,000 people, and especially like if I say geographically, it's a huge area, and but many of the country area also covers in this council. But if you specifically talk about your Henty ward, which is a very small ward, and as you mentioned that it's a 7,000 population. So can you tell a little bit more about your Henty ward, what kind of demographic it is and what kind of population lives in that area and how you see yourself in that ward?
Now, Henty ward is, the government has just redrawn the lines and put one councillor in one ward. So in our area in Henty, there are 7,000 over families living who are the voters. And so this ward is, of course, the majority of the population are Anglo-Saxon, and then followed by Punjabis, and then the other multicultural communities. And what I also understand is that after English, Punjabi is the most spoken language in the Cardinia Shire area.
Okay, that's good. That means like a lot of people moving in that area in recent times, which is also a good thing. So I think that would be good support for our Punjabi candidates as well. So Bhai Sahib ji, because I also know you from a very long time, that you're already working in the community as a social worker, and you are engaged in many Victorian projects with the state government and the council as well. So you are also chairman at Sikh Interfaith of Victoria. Can you a little bit tell us more about your work? Because to be in a council, I think majority of the people connect to you with the community work. And in the recent time, we see a lot of people who have nothing to do with the community, but they contest in the election. But if I talk about you, you are already working in the community from a very long time, so that people can connect your work when they want to support you in the council as well. So can you just a little bit tell us what you do in the Sikh Interfaith Council of Victoria and other council work?
Okay, I am presently the chair of the Sikh Interfaith Council of Victoria. And being there has given me a broad spectrum of understanding of all the various faiths. Being there, we are also part of the MEG, which is a multicultural advisory group, where they have which is a big body, where they have all the main faith leaders sitting on the board, which then the government sometimes consults in terms of anything to do with the various faiths and communities. So there I have my other colleagues, the respected leaders, who sometimes share about some of the challenges they are facing and some of the success stories and how they're operating within the community. So we have a platform in the MEC, which is chaired by the Victorian Multicultural Commission, VMC. So that is where we sit. Now, another umbrella body, which is Faith Community Council Victoria, FCCV, it's also where we sit as a representative from the Sikh Interfaith Council Victoria, where other faith leaders are also there. And there also we have religious discussion about what is going on within the community. And especially now during COVID-19, we are sharing resources and learning from each other and supporting each other communities, and also applying to the government for grants to help our communities. So that is where we have worked in this area to advocate to the government that the faith communities also need help, because with the lockdown, churches, mosques, gurdwaras, Hindu temples are closed. So because they are closed, the donation has gone down. So this is where the communities are actually all doing their bit to help people in community, but they are short of funds. So we have advocated, and I think the government has distributed grants to various communities, including the Sikh community. I know Gurdwaras and many other NGOs have received funding in the emergency relief fund. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. But so like the kind of work I see you doing pretty much throughout the Melbourne. So how you relate this work to that particular ward, Henty ward, in the consulate, and your skills and your experience, your expertise, which you gain throughout this, you learn throughout your working as a faith leader, as a community leader throughout the Melbourne and with the state government. So how you relate and how that will be beneficial to the Henty ward, particularly if we consider people living in that ward.
Now, as for the Henty ward, now my background, I have been doing community work for the past 25 years, coming from Singapore, and 10 years in Melbourne. And I've been active member of Cardinia Together We Can Steering Committee, which has been both for me emotionally rewarding and life-changing experience, because I also work for Anglicare Victoria, where I'm a senior practitioner, and I also run a lot of program in this area with a cross-cultural community from my other organization, which I'm the founder director, which is a Sikh Australian Support for Family Violence. So we are doing a lot of primary prevention programs and workshops within the Sikh and the cross-cultural community. So all this work and experience that I've done within Cardinia Shire Council and many other councils, but mainly where I am living now in Henty ward, I'm a resident here. So I have a good understanding of what's going on in the ground within families, how families are struggling. And what I'm looking at is the experience and the voices of the people from the ground, be it the elderly, be it the young couples, be it the youth, and especially the cross-cultural community, to bring their voice to the council and advocate for them, how we can engage them, with the council, and engage them with programs or any kind of crisis services that would be needed. So this is what I bring to the table. I know many people will say, you got no experience being a counselor. That's fine. Nobody has any experience being anywhere before. It's always a first time. But the experience I bring in terms of my advocacy and the sincerity and the trust that I live by, and the conviction that what I hear from the people is what I'm going to advocate at the council level as a councillor, if elected. And I would not allow any political influences to get me deviated from what I want to achieve for the people. So being a voice for the people with the right intention, I think that's important when we want to become a councillor, is to serve the community more at a different level. Yes, I have served the community in many other levels, at NGOs levels, at the Sikh community and other cultures. But now I hope that going up to this level, because whenever we want to do something, there's always certain red tape involved. So to understand this red tape, you got to get into the council. You need to find out, learn how things are done, and then work with the system to improve the system to serve the community better. So the community will feel that, hey, I can walk into this council. It's a very friendly environment. And when they enter the council, they feel welcome because of the marketing, how they put up the posters. I know they're in English, also in different cultures, in different languages, which they might be doing right now, but how to enhance it further to bring the services to the people, that people can understand about the council.
So, Baisalji, what do you think? Like, what's the main priorities will be? Your main priorities will be in the Henty ward, or what's the need? What's need to be done in the Henty ward? Like, if you're elected, what would you do? Your couple of first priorities.
You see, professionally speaking, in the past 6 years, I've been working, like I mentioned, in Kardinia Shire, and having this great insight into the socio-economic struggle and the needs. Now, of course, I'm also looking at rates not being increased in the next 2 years because of the COVID-19 lockdown. We know many residents, in Henty ward and across everywhere, have lost their jobs, and people are struggling at home with mental health issues, with parenting issues, financial issues, many other issues that are going on with their kids, with their parents level, with their grandparents level. So what we are looking at, how to help them with the economic package that we can work with and advocate, how to back them up post-COVID pandemic, which is developing new skills, creating new jobs for them. Now, to create a job, you got to help them to skill up. So what can we do for the resident to skill up? The other thing we are looking at is crime-free, to have a safe community. Community can feel safe walking out in the night. Looking at certain areas where we need more lighting, even in playgrounds. I know certain parks in the night, sometimes there's no light. So we need to find out and hear more from the residents and advocate that this area need to be safe for kids. And the other thing we are looking at community outreach programs, which will focus, which I mentioned earlier, is mental health. And the other thing I'm also passionate about is family violence and crisis services. There are many services there in the Kardinia Shire Council, but how to bring them to the ground, to the wards, to the community, even creating notice boards within the suburb, that what are the services they can access to, and in different languages for the multicultural community, which is growing every week within Kardinia Shire. And looking at the existing playgrounds, we go to the playgrounds, people are all locked down, and now people are used to traveling little bit, coming back. The 5 kilometers restriction is still on. People want to go to the playground. Are there any therapeutic equipments that elderly can use? More equipment which children can use? Some form of recreational equipments that can be put into this kind of playgrounds, which are user-friendly for disabled, for children, for elderly. And the other one, we're looking at the social isolation and loneliness, which is affecting the elderly community. Because we know with this COVID-19, people who are elderly get affected faster because of the low immune system. So many people are not visiting the elderly. They are talking to them through internet or WhatsApp or FaceTime. So this is an area which I think we must not forget the elderly who have served our nation, who have served this community. They need to be acknowledged. They need to be contacted and engaged more, and find out what more we can do for them. And not to forget the local businesses. The local businesses are badly hit. I've been walking around getting coffee, sometimes getting some food and pizza from our local outlets here. And I speak to some of the businesses. It's not an easy space to be, even with the government giving them some financial assistance during this interim period, but it still does not cut across of what they are hoping to earn. So they are making a huge loss. It's affecting their business. So how we can, brew up their business, what kind of packages we can offer, how can we help to publicize and ask people to shop local, ask people to support local businesses. So these are strategies we are going to look at. Like I said, we need to go and see what is available and how we can tweak it or enhance it to serve the local community and the local businesses. And above all, of course, we know everybody wants better roads, better facilities, parking spaces at the train station. Here, Pakenham train station, we're looking at, when the lockdown gets over, how it's going to be more busy, what can be done in terms of expanding the parking space. So these are some of the things we have in mind. But again, as much as everybody is saying, what we need to do is go in. Some people say, cut the rates. Yes, it would be ideal, but how will it work in terms of the rates which are collected to improve the ward, improve the council residents, needs and amenities? So it's a very tricky space. You need the rates so you can use the funds to help the people. But at the same time, you also ask for decrease of the rates. So how to look at a balancing way where right now, maybe I might say, let's go for rate rebate or freeze the rate increase for the next 2 years until people come out of this difficult period they're going through, during and post-pandemic. So that are some of the ideas I have. And again, important thing is, I want to put it out there is, I listen and I hear your voice, and what I hear is what will be heard when I'm in the council. That's important.
Definitely. Thanks for sharing your views. And Basabji, we've seen that if you're as a councillor, if you're working as a councillor, if you're elected, so then you have to work with the state government. You have to be a bridge. You have to associate with the state government and maybe federal MPs in your area as well. So to do the work in your council as well. So how comfortable you are working with other MPs and senators in your area, so that the work to be done in your council can be completed and your area, your ward get the benefit of that?
All right. I'm not a politician, and I'm not aligned to any political party. For me is, anyone who supports the community, I support your work. We look at the work, and I have a good working relationship with all MPs. I got no issue with any one of them. For me, it's very simple. I always try to look the good. Even people say there's bad, I try to look for the good within the bad, because I believe everybody has something good to contribute to the community. So for me is work with everyone. End of the day, what is my objective? My objective is to get the funds for the people, because the funds belong to the people. All that grants that, whether it's a state or federal government is providing, is taxpayers' money going back to the people. Is the people money going back to people? How they go back to the people is how we advocate for it according to the needs of the people, and how we can advocate what is more important at the time that we are asking for that funding. So for me, working relationship, no issues. I work very well with the local MPs here, be it Labour, be it Liberal. I got no issue with them, because I try to keep my focus very clear. And sometimes people ask me, who do you support? I say I support those who support the community. Very simple. And I'm not a member of any political party, if that may help to answer your question. So people might say good about this person, bad about that person. They ask me, I say, well, that is your view. My view is, if this person is in a position of a federal government or a state government, they are sitting in a platform where they are able to disperse some funds. My objective is how I can work towards getting that fund for my residents. That's my objective. I'm not there to play politics. I'm there to see how well I can advocate to get the funds which are required for the residents of Henty and Cardinia Shire. So that's how I try to steer this area. I hope that's helpful.
Yes, well, so you have also touched the point that how your residents in the Henty ward or Cardinia Shire are also affected with the COVID. So we
Yep.
have a brief discussion on that. So Paisabji, because campaign has already started, nomination has been finished. So now how the campaign is going, because this year campaign is very different from the last year's last elections campaign. So there's a lot of restrictions in the Victoria and Melbourne. So how's the campaign, and what's the different approaches you're using to spread the word so that people know about you and about your policies, and what do you think, what you're bringing on board in this election?
Okay. Now, I just want to put it out there, honestly, being a newcomer to all this council election, it's not been easy. Even to find out how to register, a lot of reading, finding out do's, don'ts. They give you a guidebook, but it's a tricky space. And slowly we got registered. It was a challenge because I'm new. I don't know anything, and there's not many people advising me how to do what to do. You speak to some, previous councillors. Some tell you a bit here, some support you, but end of the day you got to do it yourself. Now, how I'm doing is, I only know now because of the lockdown, like you mentioned, it's a very challenging time to campaign. You're not allowed to go out and give out leaflets to people personally. So what we are doing is we started off the letterbox pamphlets dropping, which we are doing now in as much as we can do. And for me, my family is helping me, my son, my wife, my daughter, my son-in-law, they're all helping me. Now, I have two lovely nephews who are now back in Singapore doing their military service. They'll be back. If they were here, Nihal and Jaskiran, they'll be running around. Say, come, uncle, I do for you. So I'm missing them too, but it's a family effort. And what we have also done is done the A1 size posters, put at strategic areas where there's a flow of traffic. People get to know. I've set up a Facebook page, Jasbir Surupada Henty Ward. You can go down there and look for my Facebook page and you'll find me there. Whatever I have done in the community, I try my best to put it out there, because initially I was a bit, people might think you are being egoistic, trying to show all your achievement. And I was a bit, thinking, procrastinating, shall I not? Then I spoke to others, they said, you need to put yourself out there. The Punjabi community might know you, but the Aussie community, the Anglo-Saxon don't know you. Or in residents, you need to tell them. So I got a bit of a collage up there and some of the achievements, and I'm trying to put it out there. And, you got to, and people need to know who you are, and people need to, see where you're coming from, what's your objective, what's your motive, and what you stand for. So that is what I'm doing in this campaign. I stand for all residents, as much as I'm a Sikh. And for me, very important is, in Punjabi, they say niyat. Niyat is your intention. With what intention are we doing something? If our intention is bad, the outcome is going to be bad. If our intention is good and our conviction is clear, then we don't worry, we just steer. Win or lose, doesn't matter. The best man or the best lady win, good luck, best wishes. But very importantly, when we vote, we need to understand, will this person be still available when they become a councillor? Sometimes when we get a position, we tend to lose touch with the ground. So to remain on the ground, it's important to find somebody who's available to listen after being elected. I think that's very important for people to know. Vote wisely. It's your vote. It's your life. It's your estate. Decide wisely. And God bless all. Thank you very much. Looking forward to serve the community. Even if I don't make it, my work does not end. I continue serving the community. That's my passion. Thank you.
Thank you, Paisabji, giving your time, and hopefully whatever you say, the community do understand and they do connect with you and they will vote for you. So you can see on the screen, vote number 1 for Jasbir Surupada Henty Ward candidate. So thank you, Paisabji. We do appreciate your time, and good luck for your campaign and good luck for your election campaign, I will say, because it's a tough time and a different election this year because of the COVID. Thank you, Paisabji. Best wishes for your...
Thank you, Gurvinder Singh. Thank you, Singh Session. And thank you, everyone listening in. God bless all. Thank you.
Thank you. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.